The world has seen many unique wedding dresses. Although none of them look like the other, they all made headlines, some for their incredible elegance, others for their audacity, others for their extravagant price tag, and others simply for their unconventionality. Below we have collected unique wedding dresses. Take a look back in time to see rare photos of celebrities on their wedding day. Wallis Simpson. Due to her non-royal status and her first marriage, which ended in divorce, the king was forced to abdicate in order to marry Wallis Simpson. Although it's not visible here, Wallis wore a pale blue dress to the wedding. Not a single member of Edward's family was present at the wedding. Bette Davis. Bette Davis did not wear a white dress for her third marriage to William Grant Sherry in 1945. Instead, the bride wore a plaid suit and a hat with a veil. Josephine Baker. During her fourth wedding to Joe Bullen, Josephine Baker flashed style by wearing a dress decorated with flowers and a belt. Rita Hayworth. After her marriage to director Orson Welles broke up, 40s movie star Rita Hayworth attracted the attention of Prince Ali Khan. They were married in 1949 on the French River in a highly publicized ceremony. Rita chose a light blue pleated dress and a wide-brimmed hat for the occasion, an image that was soon repeated by many in the United States. Ava Gardner. For her wedding to Frank Sinatra in 1951, Ava Gardner wore a mohair silk dress with a fitted bodice and chiffon sleeves. Since this was her third marriage, she decided not to wear a veil, but decorated her dress with a pearl choker made of 2 strands. Janet Leigh. Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis decided to hold an intimate ceremony at their home in Greenwich, Connecticut. For the ceremony, Janet wore a medium-length dress with short sleeves, a patterned scarf, and a white embroidered Juliet hat. Elizabeth Taylor. Although she wore several dresses for her many marriages, Elizabeth Taylor's first unconventional dress was this simple suit. In 1952, she married Michael Wilding. Marilyn Monroe. When Hollywood star Marilyn Monroe married baseball legend Joe DiMaggio in San Francisco on January 14, 1954, she did not wear white. She was wearing something that no one expected: a brown dress with a length just below the knees and a matching jacket. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford's fourth marriage to Pepsi CEO Alfred Steele was simple. The couple decided to escape to Las Vegas, and the bride put on a simple and elegant black dress with an exquisite decoration of white orchids. Natalie Wood. For her first marriage to Robert Wagner in 1957, they were married in 1974. Natalie Wood opted for a modern look that included a strapless white cocktail dress, lace hood, and ballet flats. Jane Mansfield. Marrying bodybuilder Mickey Hargitay, the 50s star chose a mermaid-style wedding dress to accentuate her hourglass figure. Dorothy Dandridge. Despite the fact that the bottom is not visible, this stunning lace dress was midi-length. A magnificent tulle hat completed the look. Elizabeth Taylor. It wasn't just the hunting green dress that Taylor wore to her wedding to Eddie Fisher that became the stuff of gossip. The marriage as a whole has become one of the most high-profile scandals in Hollywood, given that Fisher was married to Taylor's close friend, Debbie Reynolds, when they first started dating. Brigitte Bardot. For her second wedding, the French actress, ignoring tradition, wore a pink plaid dress by Jacques Esterol. Elizabeth Taylor. For her wedding to her fifth husband, Richard Burton, Taylor chose a canary yellow chiffon dress, complemented by white flowers in her hair. Although her marriages were in the news more often than her outfits, it was her most striking dress among the wedding outfits. Jane Fonda. In the typical style of the 60s, actress Jane Fonda wore a white sleeveless high-collared mini dress and black stiletto boots to marry French director Roger Vadim in 1965. Mia Farrow. In addition to becoming a trendsetter with her iconic pixie haircut, Mia Farrow completely ignored conventions by wearing a white formal suit to her wedding with Frank Sinatra in 1966. The marriage itself was perceived as scandalous, given the age difference between the couple. Farrow was only 21 years old at the time, and Sinatra was 50 years old. Liza Minnelli. For her first wedding with Peter Allen, Liza Minnelli wore a white dress with a certain twist. A lace turtleneck blouse with ruffled sleeves combined with an elegant cream skirt was ahead of its time. Raquel Welch. The outfit of the famous actress, which she wore to her wedding with producer Patrick Curtis on Valentine's Day in 1967, was so casual that it seemed as if she had just left the beach in street tropas, despite the winter season. Priscilla Presley. Priscilla created her own dress for her wedding to Elvis in Las Vegas, and it was dramatic, with chiffon, beads, and a 3-foot veil. Sharon Tate. Sharon Tate's wedding dress at her London ceremony with Roman Polanski was the height of fashion in the 60s. The star chose an ivory silk moire mini dress with a high neck. Audrey Hepburn. Given her famous stunning appearance, it is not surprising that at the wedding of her second marriage to the Italian psychiatrist Andrea Dotti in 1969, Audrey Hepburn, she, as always, was on top. However, it came as a big surprise that she wore a pale pink Givenchy mini dress with long sleeves and a headscarf. Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood, who has never adhered to traditions, chose a yellow dress with embroidery, a matching coat, and a headdress made of floral ribbons for her wedding with Richard Gregson. Nevertheless, the bride adhered to one tradition. She was carrying a bouquet in which, in addition to flowers, there were wheat ears. Judy Garland. Judy Garland married Mickey Deans, her fifth and last husband, in London. The Wizard of Oz star walked down the aisle in an all-blue outfit, a chiffon mini dress, a feather poncho, and a pillbox hat. Unfortunately, the actress died in the same year. Cilla Black. The English star turned to John Bates, a popular designer in the 60s, to create her short red velvet wedding dress. And although this was not expected, it clearly brought good luck, because the couple had been married for more than 30 years before the death of Bobby Willis in 1999. Bianca Jagger. When model Bianca Jagger married Rolling Stones lead singer Mick Jagger in 1971, she wore a low-cut white skirt suit, which by no means could be called ordinary, as this outfit still remains one of the most stylish celebrity wedding looks of the decade. Elizabeth Taylor. Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor were married in 1975. The bride was dressed in a rainbow peasant dress with flowers in her hair, and Richard chose an image in the style of the 70s, a red turtleneck and white trousers. Bridget Nielsen. No one showed the glamour of the 80s better than Bridget Nielsen, especially at her wedding to Sylvester Stallone in December 1985. She created the long-sleeved dress herself and complemented it with a beaded headdress. Diane Carroll. For her wedding to Vic Damon, Diane Carroll wore a stunning cream suit, which she complemented with pearls. Rita Wilson. When Rita Wilson walked down the aisle with Tom Hanks, she was wearing a super short dress. The couple have been together for more than 35 years, which in terms of years of celebrity relationships is a century. Emma Thompson. When Emma Thompson married Irish actor Kenneth Branagh in 1989, hardly anyone expected her to walk down the aisle in a multicolored dress with a pink top. The shoes and the headdress were completely consistent with the image. Celine Dion. The iconic singer, marrying her manager Reen Angelila on December 17, 1994, wore a stunning dress by Morella and Steve Gentile with long sleeves and a 20-foot train. The crown of the image, which was even brighter than the dress itself, was a headdress weighing 7 kilograms. Gwen Stefani. No doubt vocalist Gwen Stefani married Bush singer Gavin Rossdale in a wild Christian Dior dress designed by John Galliano, with a striking gradient from pink to white and a long train. Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore ditched white at her wedding to Bart Freundlich and wore a lavender Prada dress. The couple said their vows at a friend's house in Greenwich Village in 2003. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, donned a blue and gold Robinson Valentine coat dress inspired by her mother's jewelry to exchange vows with Prince Charles. She was wearing a Philip Treacy headdress. Cynthia Bailey. At the wedding of the Real Housewives of Atlanta star with Peter Thomas, she moved away from the white dress as much as possible, wearing instead a platinum-colored dress made to order by designer Reuben Singer. According to her, the inspiration for her was the venue of the celebration, the Fernbank Museum of Natural History in Atlanta. Kate Moss. When the model married Jamie Hintz, she was wearing a custom-made John Galliano dress inspired by the popular chiffon dresses of the 30s. Despite the fact that the dress was undoubtedly stunning, some noted that it looked too transparent. Solange Knowles. On November 16, 2014, Solange Knowles married music video director Alan Ferguson in New Orleans. Her image was absolutely stunning, but at the same time very comfortable. She could even ride a bike in it. Priyanka Chopra. Priyanka married Nick Jonas in a multi-day wedding ceremony, wearing not only stunning traditional lehengas, but also a custom-made Ralph Lauren dress.